The Super Yeti is finally releasing to Clash of Clans. It will be available first via the mini medal event, so let's tell you everything you need to know. This mini event begins on the 12th of May, lasting for 1 week. You will see that it's active due to the ice cube bath on your village. Make sure to collect ice cubes each day from there, but this is where you access the mini spotlight event and can unlock the Super Yeti. You will have enough ice cubes to claim the troop straight away. You don't need to boost it in the Super Troop Sauna, given that it's the event troop. This actually means that you would get access to 3 Super Troops during this time, but after the mini spotlight event, the Super Yeti could be boosted like any other Super Troop. So the Super Yeti is permanent. This is just a fun way of releasing it. You will progress through the event track by gaining ice cubes in multiplayer battles. Unlike regular medal events where there are specific buildings in order to take down, the mini spotlight events, you just gain ice cubes from stars. So you get a set amount for a 1-star, 2-star, and a 3-star. You will also get a bonus for using any amount of Super Yetis, even if it's in the clan castle. Given that it is only 1 week long, the amount of ice cubes required to complete the track and gain all of the rewards is 3,950. There is the bonus track though, where you can get extra medals to spend in the trader shop, and there's a few different items this time around. Showcasing the rewards from the event track first though, yes, you get access to the Super Yeti, but you get 2 clan castle cake magic snacks, which you don't have to claim at the same time, so you can use them when you're most in need of clan castle troops. There is also 13.5 million gold and elixir, 150,000 dark elixir, and then you can get up to 940 medals from the free side of the pass. If you do purchase the mini event pass though, you get 2 resource potions and 1 of each rune, gold, elixir, and dark elixir. On top of that, 9 million extra gold, 150,000 extra dark elixir, but more importantly, 1,900 extra medals. If you are purchasing the event pass, by the way, you can support a creator beforehand by pressing the C and entering their code. My code is Judo, and it helps to support the channel massively. As ever, if it's available in your country, you can purchase on the Supercell store as well to earn extra in-game items. You'll be able to get 2,840 medals if you have purchased the pass, so moving into the trader shop, straight away you can see that this time around, there are sceneries on offer. Given that in the cosmetics tab, any of these sceneries are $6.99, if you were considering purchasing one, now would be the time since you get that cheaper alongside all of the other stuff from purchasing the event pass. Unfortunately, these would only be available to players purchasing the pass, but I guess it is only fair being cosmetics. It would be nice if free-to-play players were able to get at least the decoration, but sometimes they do share extra medals on social media. I always repost those on my Twitter and my Instagram account, so be sure to follow me on both of those platforms. It is at Judo Sloth. All of my social media platforms are linked here on my main channel, by the way. I do not have any other social media accounts. They are my only ones. I wouldn't count on there being enough medals for you to get the decoration as a free-to-play player, so if that is not the case, what I would recommend is the research potions. This is the only item you can get that can speed up time and progression of your village. Any of the others are things that you could just farm. With all of that out of the way though, let's hone in on the Super Yeti. It has certainly been balanced from when it was accidentally released in the game and severely broken. Let's break down the mechanics, what the stats of the troop is now, and how exactly you should use it. Since the event is for Town Hall 7 and above players, most people will get access to the Super Yeti. Its special ability is Shock and Awe. Electromites cause a shocking chain reaction when Super Yeti is damaged. So it's just like how the regular Yeti spawns Yeti mites, except the Electromites have a chain lightning effect similar to the Electro Dragon. Its housing space is almost twice the size of a regular Yeti at 35. This will be pretty important when we get to the strategy element of things a little bit later, but the hit points and damage also almost twice the size, 7,000 hit points, 525 DPS, and it has a maximum amount of 13 spawned units. This is exactly the same as the regular Yeti. When we look at the Electromites themselves, there's another big difference between the Super Yeti and the regular Yeti. So the regular Yeti's Yeti Mites target defenses, whereas the Electromites target any building. That makes them more difficult to clone, but each of the Electromites have 575 hit points and 90 damage, but this can chain to 3 different buildings. Anyone that did use the Super Yeti when it was accidentally released might be thinking that the stats are relatively the same. There is only the spawned unit count that has decreased. However, there is another big balance change, which is not necessarily listed in the stats, but it is that the housing space of each of the Electromites has been increased from just 1 to 3. This means that within a clone spell, you essentially get a third of the Electromites as you used to get. So no more destroying majority of the base by cloning up these little guys. So the mechanics are pretty clear. When you deploy the Super Yeti, it will target the closest building. If it is taking damage, periodically it will spawn the Electromites, which can chain through buildings that are a maximum of just 1 tile apart. It can chain to 3 of those buildings. When it comes to trying to use this troop on defense, it can be fairly effective. Maybe it can trip your opponent up, but I think that's the best opportunity you have, because I feel there are better solutions right now in that of the ice golems and the furnace. Even once the Super Yeti goes down, you know you're going to get some level of damage against the other troops, but I just don't think it's as good as other alternatives we've got. When it comes to attacking strategy though, I think you have 2 main options. One of them relies on the Super Yetis inside the battle blimp, but the first option is to just use the Super Yeti as a ground smash attack. Whether you're a Town Hall 7 or any level up to the maximum of 17, you can get this to work by setting up a funnel at either side of the base and allowing the Super Yetis to smash through the center of the base itself. So at Town Hall 17, this works very similar to the throwers, Electro Titans, Super Bowlers, whatever ground smash attack it is that you use. You can open with the Fireball, use the Siege Barracks and the Queen on the other side, with the Super Yetis then charging through the middle of the base. It's one of those things that it can come down to a little bit of personal preference, because each troop offers slightly different things, but to be honest, you get similar results whether you're using the Super Bowlers, Super Yeti, Electro Titans, Throwers, whatever ground smash army you want to choose. When it comes to the Super Yeti inside the battle blimp though, it is used similar to the regular Yeti blimp technique, but you do have to be a bit more mindful with the clones and how you use them. So let me explain. At Town Hall 17, I have been using this alongside the dragons to really good success. I anchor a Lava Hound if necessary at first in order to get the blimp to where I need to be. You do have to be careful that if the air defense is close to where you're going to be cloning the Super Yetis, you don't want to clone the Lava Hound. But as long as you can get the blimp to where you need to be, use the first clone spell, but you want to place your other clone spells where you're cloning the Super Yetis further and further into the heart of the base or the damage that you're trying to take down. You don't want all of the Super Yetis cloned right on top of each other. As you are moving those clone spells around, you can use a rage spell right on top of the center of most of those to take out a huge chunk of the base. Once you've done this and got the value, you could finish up the base with whatever you wanted, whether it be ground troops in that of Root Riders or dragons are probably going to be most popular. As long as you can use your heroes appropriately, so a giant arrow to pop off air defense, seeking shield, and the rocket spear is also good for this, and make sure you're funneling your dragons into the base. But what it offers is a quicker alternative to the Royal Champion dive into dragons, which is what I showcased as my easiest attack for Town Hall 17 in my recent video breaking down all of the Town Hall levels. It's also a bit easier to perform. You just have to make sure you get the clone spells correct. You can certainly get huge value with the Super Yeti blimp, but there is always that chance that it just doesn't quite work out because it's really difficult to predict where exactly they're going to go once you drop them in the center of the base. With the Royal Champion dive, you can always control her with the invisibility spells. It'll take longer, but it is way more controlled. So basically, you have a different alternative now with the Super Yetis, but that is everything you need to know. You can let me know how you also plan to use this troop, and if you do want to see my easiest attacks for every Town Hall level video, I will link that on your screen. Enjoy the rest of your day.